Hello from Ural of New England in Boxborough, Massachusetts. We are going to be demonstrating installation of our direct fit Ural winch, direct fit harness, and the winch itself. You may have seen our part 1 video, which talked about the actual difference between the factory winch kit and between the direct fit custom harness that we make for ease of installation on the Ural, and also reliability once it's installed. So let me show you again. What you're going to get is going to be two-piece harness. One is already connected to the controller. This is a winch controller which receives a signal from the wireless remote control, and we're going to show you how to mount that, how to feed this harness. And there is going to be in your kit, there's going to be another piece of harness. This is the motorcycle side of harness, and on this particular bike we already laid it out, but we're going to show you exactly where it is, and it is a pretty straightforward. All you're going to need for this, a ratchet and a 13mm socket to unbolt two mounting bolts for the gas tank, and we'll try to point to them. It's right here, one on this side, and the same exact one on the positive side. So you're just going to have to unbolt them and lift up the gas tank to allow access under the gas tank to the bike frame, the upper member of the frame where you're going to run this harness. And this part of the harness is the connector on the sidecar side. As you can see this harness here, this is the connector that is already placed in the bike, and that's going to come out this way. This part of the harness, this is a ground point, and we're going to show you in a moment where that connects. This is a fuse, and this particular fuse, actually when the circuit overloads, it just opens the circuit. When it cools off, it reconnects, so you don't have to replace this fuse. And this is the part of the harness that connects to the battery, and we're going to show it to you on the side of the bike. We're on the left side of the bike, and you can see this is the other bolt that you need to undo, one on right side, one on left side. And all you do, you just lift up the gas tank. You don't have to disconnect anything. You can put a rag or something between the gas tank and the frame to hold the gas tank up. Then you're going to lay out this harness. We showed you how it looks on the other side of the bike. And then the harness is just going to go under the gas tank, and then it's going to come out this way. So this is the side of the harness that connects to the battery. This part of the harness, it connects to the upper engine mount bracket. There is a bolt. There are actually two bolts, so one of the bolts will be used to mount this as a negative ground terminal. And then on the other side, as we showed you, this is going to be the harness that is going to connect to the sidecar harness. That's all you need to do to set up electrical power on the bike side of the winch circuit. Okay, so we don't have to worry about this harness. We already installed it on the bike side, and we actually have the connector here. This is all these connectors, they're waterproof, they're submergible, and they're fully sealed. So we already have it installed. All we need to do right now is to mount the winch. We'll talk about that. We will lay out this harness and connect the harness on this side to the winch, and on this side we're going to install a connector and then connect it to the bike side. The reason we offer this and supply it with connector not connected is because we need to feed it through a relatively small hole, because if the connector was installed here, we would have to drill a hole this size, which is unreasonable. Okay. So as far as mounting the winch, let me show you what you need. You're going to need a 3/8 drill bit, And what we use a smaller drill bit. It's probably a little less than 1/4 inch. And then we use this tool to open this up step by step to a larger size hole. Or you can use a smaller drill bit and then go with the 3/8 of the drill bit. And we're going to show you location where you're going to drill 2 holes. Once you drill the holes, you will use a touch-up bottle that is supplied with your Ural. If maybe you have an older Ural and it didn't come with a touch-up paint, or you don't have touch-up paint, use something, but put some kind of a coating on the fresh metal that is exposed after you drill it. So in just a couple of slideshows, we showed you a location of 2 holes, and that's for the wiring harness. That's where we're going to feed these 2 wires. And there are 2 grommets here, one for each hole. So once you feed the wire through, you're going to have to slide this grommet in and push it in, and it will secure the wire, and it will also seal the opening on both sides. And then over here, you'll connect the red wire to the to the terminal with the red grommet here, and the other one will go on the other side. As far as mounting the winch, we showed you one of the slides where we had this rubber gasket, and the rubber gasket has an opening for the bumper bracket. So as far as that goes, this is going to go like this, and the bumper bracket is going to get situated here. This is going to serve as a spacer and also something that will separate and protect the painted surface of the bike from hard metal and vibrations from the winch when you ride the bike or when you operate the winch. So then you will use this set of mounting hardware. This will go on the upper hole. This would be the inside of the sidecar, and on the outside obviously it's going to be a winch. There is a stainless steel bolt and a nylon locking nut. That's going to be on this side. On this side, on the lower mounting, we don't need such a heavy metal washer, because you will notice on the inside of the sidecar there is a secondary sheet metal as a part of the sidecar construction. So that's why we only use this size washer on the inside. And then again, we have the stainless steel bolt and the stainless steel nut with the nylon locking element. We're going to show you how the winch looks once it's mounted. We're going to show you how the harness looks once it's mounted. And let's just get the camera on this side of the bike, and let's zoom in on this hole that we drilled. This is a 1/2 inch hole, a little bit larger, maybe 12 to 13 millimeter, which is a 1/2 inch hole. And it doesn't have to be exact size. All we need it for to allow for this harness to pass through that hole. We're going to all you need to do here, I'm not going to fully push it in because these are self-locking terminals. They have little locking tabs, and once you slide them in here, they're actually going to stay there. So once you lock them in there, then with a small tool, maybe small screwdriver, you have to push the seal all the way down, all the way in, to lock all the way down into the opening. And then once that is all done, all you need to do, that's actually a very simple thing, you're going to slip this over. There are 2 tabs here, one there, and that's going to lock this connector in and keep it secure. The last thing we're going to show you, we have industrial grade Velcro. It is, so that's pretty much a very simple piece of Velcro. You're going to adhere one side here, and the other side we're going to show you how it goes on the inside of the sidecar. Of course, you can drill 2 little holes and mount this physically, but there is no need for that. This Velcro holds it very, very well. So let's take a look how it looks once it's all installed on the bike. Okay, so we're going to now go over the winch as it is installed on the bike, so you can see how the winch gets mounted. We're going to zoom in and show you that the upper one is your positive connection, the lower one is your negative connection, and then as far as mounting the winch, now the winch as it is mounted on the bike and how it looks and where the connections are. You can see that the positive connection is on top of the winch right here, the negative one is on opposite side. You're probably not going to see it from there, but there are 2 grommets, and I'm just going to grab the camera and point to where the grommets are. That's how the wires come out. Here's the upper mounting bolt for the winch. Here is the gasket, rubber gasket spacer between the winch and the sidecar tub. And let me show you the lower mounting bolt. You can see it right here. There it is. That's the upper one. That's the lower one. Here are the 2 grommets, and we're just going to walk around and look inside the sidecar tub. And so you can see the location of the controller. You can see the wire. Here you can see the location of the controller. These are the 2 wires that go to the winch itself, and you can see that there is a metal reinforcement channel, and you feed the wiring harness inside the reinforcement channel, and then it comes out here. We showed you last time how you drill this opening, and we're going to supply this grommet for you. If you can choose to use the grommet, then you need to drill 16-17 millimeters, or you may drill 1/2 inch, 12-13 millimeters, and feed the harness without the grommet. We recommend using the grommet. This is how it looks on the other side. This is the standard Ural harness that comes in from the bike, and this is the winch harness. And then you lay out the harness and you connect it to the connector that we showed you from the bike side harness. There it is. That's pretty much it. It is a very nice professional grade kit that you will certainly be able to install. And take your time, do it right. If you have any questions, give us a call, and stay tuned for our 3rd video segment using the winch and how it functions and how it works.